Here we go. Are we streaming? Yes, indeed. Let's start a game. There's one. D4 from Mr. Garag, 1813. Okay. Go for an Emzo. Go for a Gambit. Lowenthal Gambit. Play this first. If he goes here, I don't like that. Yeah, I've forgotten how this goes. That's funny. Because that's the normal response. I think you play here. I think that's the Lowenthal Gambit. And if he takes, you take back with a pawn and get a big center. If he takes here, you can take this pawn. So what white is supposed to do is take here first and then take here second. So after you take back, he takes there. So he's up a pawn and you get the big center, and it's supposed to be good enough compensation. Anyway, he's thinking about this gambit. He does neither. Well, of course, I can't do much about that pawn there. Well, I can get rid of the pawn. I can get rid of it. Now, I want to go here. Maybe not. Maybe just here. Oh, he's hitting my he's hitting my rook. I think I have to go here, so he can give me doubled pawns. Yeah, we can look at that after the game and see what we're supposed to do. Anyway, welcome to the stream. This is my first game. He didn't take. Well, you know, it's pinned, so he doesn't have to take. So yeah, now we can develop. I suppose I could have taken the bishop with my knight. I didn't really think about it. He's kind of forcing me to, huh? Encouraging me to, rather than forcing. So if I play here, well, let's go here. See if he wants to take my bishop. He did. Yeah, I'm going to take with the knight because he can develop his bishop here. And didn't want him attacking the rook. Yeah, so he can attack the knight. I'll just unpin it. And then I can move the knight there. I'll have a double attack on this pawn. Ah, he wants to do that. That's weird. Okay, I have to do something. That's a forcing move. He's threatening to take this knight. I could go back and defend the knight and then kick the bishop. But then he would take this pawn. So I guess I will take it. Kind of weird. So we will go here with the knight and attack this pawn. Oh, we'll just take it then. Then we will just take so my opponent is a pawn down at the end of all of that. White resigned. Let's see. Why did White resign? Because it's not like there's a back rank mate yet. But he gave up a pawn for no reason. This move. What about this move? Does this move do anything? I mean, he didn't want me to take it with my bishop, huh? Here, let's go to the analysis board. There's two questions I have. One is in the final position. What is it? This is a plus or -5, so that's quite a strong advantage for black. And this is not the only move, and just h6 is fine. Wow. It doesn't look like a -5 position because I've got it's the same material. I just have an extra pawn. It is a passed pawn, though. I mean, the other move I was thinking of was this one. Is this going to give my advantage away? Yeah, I still have a pretty good advantage. And -4. Okay, let's stop. It's just good for black. And then the question was at the beginning. I think that's the Lowenthal gambit. And then he did, so first of all, what's his best reply? His best reply is bishop f4, but d takes e6 comes in second. This is kind of like the normal path here. D takes e6, f takes e6, pawn takes, and pawn up like that. Big center versus you lost a pawn. And it's +1 for white. But it's an interesting gambit. Okay, but he didn't do that. He didn't do that. So bishop f4, I haven't seen that before. But what did he play? I went here. Oh, he just played e3. So now it's even. It says I should push rather than take. Okay, that's the way to handle this. Because when I took, I seemed to get into a little bit of trouble here. And then he should just take my knight, of course. Okay, interesting. Let's get a new game. So I'm slowly working my way back, I hope, to... I think of myself as being an 1800 player. But I've been out of practice for, I mean, not out of practice so much as just in bad form. In bad form for several days, several weeks. He didn't kick my knight. I don't know if that was like a misstep or if he has a plan here. But normally this like wins a pawn for white. Yeah, like that. That's one way to win the pawn. Doesn't win a whole knight, but my opponent does need to be careful. Yeah, let's play this up. Took the knight. That's really funny. Gives me an extra pawn and takes my knight. Okay, the knight's going here, so let's push here. Keep the knight from going there. This is defended. Okay, let's step away from the pin. Or a potential pin. It wasn't a pin yet, but it's a potential pin with the rook there and the king on the same line. Now let's develop the bishop. Okay. Developed a rook. Yeah, he goes there. Okay. I see. If I push this pawn, he takes the other pawn with his knight. So let's not do that. Okay. Well, now I can push the pawn because I go here. And then I go here. So it's bishop and knight in an endgame, and I have an extra pawn. And better development, so looks good. That knight is never leaving that square. So, see, I've guarded this square with my bishop, this square with the pawn. I can't say never leaving, but anyway, let's get about the business of pushing the pawn here. But yeah, do not lie. Plays the bad endgame here. Just push this through. And he resigned. Yeah, it was kind of quick. Quick 2 wins, but that's good. Good start to the stream. Let's get somebody new. Oh, I meant to play d4. But anyway, we can do that next time. Looks like we got a Sicilian. Okay, he's going for the dragon variation without developing his knight first. So that's an accelerated dragon. I think I'll just take the knight this time. Sometimes I get into trouble with that knight. So my plan is to push the b pawn and then put out the bishop in an opposing position. Okay, and he can play d5. I can't really stop that. What do I want to do with my bishop? And maybe I'll just castle kingside. Okay, so we got opposing bishops. He didn't take, But anyway, yeah, my strategy is going to be to pin that bishop. With the rook. I didn't mean pin it this way because it's not really pinned. If he could move this with check, I'd be in a little bit of trouble because my queen is undefended. But he can't do that. And I must lose 1,000 games. Okay, so he went on that side. Yeah, so let's get rid of this bishop. It's kind of a liability for me, and it's a good piece for him. And let's suppose the queen. So the queen went there. Now we've got a check. Yeah, let's see what he does with the check. Then I guess we should blunt that bishop, right? Queen bishop battery. This dark square diagonal is no problem at the moment, anyway. So in a way, I guess Black has achieved his objective out of the opening if he just wants to get a position which is equal, roughly. Yeah, he's going to try and take advantage of this pin. This can't move with check. And let's take here first. So yeah, it looks like a position which is pretty even. I guess he'll take with the rook, because if he takes with the queen, I'll take the pawn. Okay. Or he's going to let me take the pawn. The queen can come in to here and attack my bishop. Yeah. I don't know, my position feels a little loose now, so this may not be the greatest. Yeah, he goes there. That's pretty clever. So I go here, he can take this pawn. Win a pawn. Can I get his king somehow? Or his queen? Yeah, I was planning to come back here and defend the pawn, but he's hitting it twice. Let's get the rooks off. See if I can do anything with my outside passed pawn. I mean, get the queens off. That's my plan. Get the queens off. If he trades queens, I take with the rook and defend this pawn. So he can take here. He can take this pawn with either the rook or the queen, but either way I can take the queen. And then defend this pawn. And start pushing it. It is a passed pawn. And my king, his position looks a little bit awkward, but I don't know if white can exploit it. I see, yeah, he exploits it that way. Oh, that's good. So defend the pawn. He can take the pawn with check and then take my rook. But I still have a passed pawn, which is getting more dangerous. So rook takes, king takes, bishop takes, rook takes, bishop takes, bishop takes, push the pawn, bishop comes out, push the pawn again. I think that pawn scores. Well, at least my opponent is thinking. So what do you guys think? You think that, yeah, he saw that. Yeah, I can take that. So I decided to take with the bishop. Yes, take here, and then I go here. Doesn't that win? Okay, it's not a win because this is the wrong colored square. See, simplest I think is to take here. Okay, that was a draw. Anyway, not bad. Let's play again. Okay, d4, right? d4 it is. Dame Leon. Like myself, I'm certain you followed Spassky versus Fischer in '72. Yes, I did. Although that is giving away my age. Oh, playing the old Marshall defense. Not a good one. Okay. Now he's going to bring his knight out and attack this pawn. I can bring a bishop out to defend. So I think it's safe for me to castle. Looks like he's going to do the same. Petrosian Fischer 71. I don't know if I actually watched that. I've looked at those games since. Yeah, I looked at all the games leading up to the World Championship. That amazing 19 game win streak that he had. That was tremendous. Okay, I have an idea. Let's target the C pawn here. question. You can ask a question. I guess the c-pawn is just going to move, yeah. Now what do I do? Play d4. Karpov versus Fischer, 75. Who would have won? Probably Fischer. Probably Fischer. Karpov was very strong, though. Very good player. But, yeah, somehow he lacked the... I don't know what. He just didn't want to play. He just didn't want to play again after he won the World Championship. It was like he met his goal and then he wasn't going to play, which is different than what he said before the match. Yeah, this d-pawn is a bit of a problem. I'm tempted to give it away. I push. He takes, I take, he takes. I can't take back. I need another piece. But it'll be an isolated pawn. Yeah, he went nuts. So now I can do this, at least. I could have even put the knight here. And taken his bishop, no matter which way it went. But anyway, I like the blockade of his isolated pawn here. But I did give black an extra pawn. Not the way this is supposed to go. You're supposed to keep the big center. Yeah, he didn't want to develop here because I would take it and win a pawn. So he went there instead. Let's see, he's got a... I should lift my queen up, get it off the back rank. He's got a dark squared bishop, so I'll put my queen on a light square here. I have the dark squared bishop too. I don't know if I can do anything with those bishops though. What are they going to do? He's going to just attack me, huh? Well, we'll see what we can do. I have this nice knight, but not many squares that it can go to. Could go here, maybe. Looking at this square. So this square is now available. Let's do this. Not available yet, but after the exchange it'll be available. So we get the fork. My bishop is defended by this knight. I'm attacking his queen, and then I can take the rook. So this is... oh, this is defended by my queen too. But even if it wasn't, it would still be okay. it would still be okay. And he resigned. Yeah, let's go to the analysis board and look at that. That is +5 for white. So it was all fine until he played this move. In fact, yeah, black is better because he's got an extra pawn. Yeah, that was a nice game, I thought. Goes here, attacking it. So that was a bad move. It says I should go here already, but I go here. And he took back. So instead of taking back, what should he have done? Oh, he should have taken with the knight. Yeah. It leaves me with an advantage anyway, but just a small advantage. But yeah, I just assumed he was going to take with the queen, and that I get the fork. Bit of wishful thinking there. And yeah, it's all good for me from here. Okay, new opponent. 1745, huh? With that extra 5 points. Okay, time for an English. I've done a D4 and a C4. Huh. Let me refresh the screen just a second. Okay, so he did a symmetrical English. I don't see that very often. Is he going to go hypersymmetrical? Do the fianchetto too? Oh no, he did something different. Okay. So now, what have we got? I'm wondering if I want to try and play a Botvinnik system, but he's already set up to play D5. It's usually not so good in that case. I'll go with E3 instead of E4. Okay, gonna put my knight here. I didn't want him putting a knight on this square. It's like too annoying to have to deal with that. So I put a pawn on this square and it's protected by my queen, and then the knight can't come in there. And I can even kick the knight, gain a tempo, which I'll do now before he gets his queen to this square. And he just has to go back. So I gained a tempo there. He could go here, but I could kick it again. Or defend this way. He's not playing D5, which is interesting. I suppose I could play D4. Push, take, and it's defended by knight, and have to worry about this pawn. Okay, maybe I play B3 first, then D4, and then he can take. If he puts his bishop on the diagonal, I can do the same. Or I can just play, yeah, let's play this. Okay, so he's just going to attack on the side. So you counter an attack on the side with the advance in the center. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll start by kicking that bishop. And then I can put my dark squared bishop here. Oops, I was still thinking. I wasn't sure I wanted to play that. But he's got to move his bishop back eventually, and then I'll get my bishop here. I just have to be careful that he doesn't get a doubling on this file. Or have some way to defend here. Move the bishop and put a rook here. Or I could play h4. Okay, this is pinned, so it's not threatening to take my pawn or push. So I could bring up more force. Not so easy, because he takes me here. Well, I'll take back with the bishop. Yeah, he wanted me to take so he could take, and then, okay, now he's unpinned, so that's going to force an exchange, it looks like. Now, I wonder if I should just take this knight off. I can do it with check. Let's put a rook here first. So he has to take back with a pawn. He can take this pawn. If he dares, I gain a pawn here. I guess it's not so bad. In fact, yeah, luring the queen away is an idea in this position, isn't it? Because I could take here and then check, and yeah. So rook takes knight, pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn check, king moves, and then I get a whole rook. This is Black's just punishment for not castling and not developing. He could develop his bishop now, but that would just be a piece up. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, one pawn for a piece. Good for me. But he's going whole hog, so I'll get a rook. I get a pawn. I get a whole piece because I win a rook that I gave up. Well, you can't take that. That's resignable. So if we go to the analysis board and back up, first of all, rook takes is the only move here. Any other move, it's an even game. So I play rook takes, he takes, and then that was actually good. Rook takes. If he doesn't do pawn takes, I guess, so I was thinking he could play this, but this is still good for me. Okay, well, nice win.